What's up everybody, I am Iamfutureidiot and welcome back to the last video on the channel this year. New Year's Eve is tomorrow night, that is very exciting. 2015 has been an amazing year for video gaming in general. Everything has been awesome. There's been obviously a few shitty ones, but all the games I've played this year have been awesome. And now I thought I'd take this opportunity to take a look.
Number 5.
Number 5 on my list is Until Dawn. Came out this year for the PlayStation 4 and I have reviewed this on my channel. In fact, I've reviewed all the games on this list on my channel apart from one, which you'll find out later. Until Dawn is an amazing game. It's not usually a game which I would go for, but when I picked it up, sat down and played it, I was met with a lot of suspense, a lot of action, a lot of decisions to make as I've reviewed this. You can check this video out on my channel. This game is really awesome. I fell in love with all the characters. I thought they were really all cool. And I had a little bit of an adventure with this game, so I did definitely rate it really highly. It was awesome.
Number 4.
With it being one of the most recognizable concepts in all of video gaming, Super Mario Maker came out this year, obviously released by Nintendo on the Wii U, and it's fun. That's basically the gist of this game. It's fun, creating awesome levels for your friends to play, awesome levels online, sweet frustration along the way, just fun. Super Mario Maker is a fun game. I really enjoy playing it, and there's been so many patches that have come out recently that have improved the game. Nintendo are doing really well with the patches. They're all coming out and they're making the game better and better every single month, and it's just an amazing game. And when I saw it come out, I thought I had to get myself a Wii U, and I did, and I had a great time. Best decision of the whole year.
Number 3.
All the way back in January, we were all blessed with what is the Resident Evil 1 remaster, or port, if you'd like to call it that, for the PlayStation 4. This is now the definitive way to start off your Resident Evil journey. People just say to me all the time, which Resident Evil game should I start playing to get into the series? And I would have normally said Resident Evil 2, but now with this being released, and I would hands down say that they should start with this. It is a brilliant addition to the series. Being able to play Resident Evil 1, which is a PlayStation 1 classic, in full 1080p at 60 frames a second is amazing. It looks fantastic, it plays fantastic, it's got a lot of replayability, especially with the added new trophies now. It's scary as shit. Still, the voice acting is gone, I'm afraid.
I hope this isn't Chris's blood.
But as far as being able to play through a terrifying experience on your PS4, and now with the news that they're going to do the same with Resident Evil 2, which is my personal favourite, is amazing news. So when we'll get to play that, I'm not quite sure, but for the time being, pick this up really cheap on PSN. I think you can actually pick it up for about 15 quid. So pick it up, you're going to have an amazing, horrendous, action-filled experience.
Number 2.
Oh my fucking Jesus Christ, seriously, Metal Gear Solid 5, I really need to do a separate video on this rather than include it on a top 5 countdown, because it really doesn't do it any justice. Metal Gear Solid 5 is possibly one of the greatest games I've ever played in my existence. Personally, I'll touch on this really quickly because I really do need to do a whole video on this, but this is my least favourite Metal Gear Solid game for reasons which I will do a video on in due course. However, saying it is the worst Metal Gear Solid I've ever played still makes it better than a fuck ton of other games I've played this year. It is amazing, it's huge. Hideo Kojima, my hat goes off to you, sir. You are a brilliant human being for creating this masterpiece. Very long experience you get out of this. It looks great. Snake is a badass still. PS4, I mean, it looks amazing, it plays amazing. The story is tricky, to say the least. I really can't say too much about this. There's going to be no spoilers. Don't worry, I should have said at the beginning of this whole video that there's going to be no spoilers in this, but I really do need to do a whole video on this. It'll probably be about 6 hours long, to be fair, for all the stuff that I want to talk about. But as far as it goes for a top 5 video at least, Metal Gear Solid 5 is definitely up there with one of the all-time greats. But it also is a kind of sad departure from the series. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the whole Konami, Hideo Kojima, drama, EastEnders fucking thing, but as far as I'm concerned, this is going to be the last Metal Gear Solid game I play. I got many hours out of it. I had an amazing time playing it the whole time, and I'm glad it's a very good send-off for the whole series, and I really fucking enjoyed it.
Number 1.
Go on, Guess what it is? Guess what it is? Of course it's going to be Bloodborne. It's probably the game that I have just talked about continuously all year, basically. All year I've talked about Bloodborne, I've tweeted about Bloodborne, I've Instagrammed about Bloodborne, I've reviewed the whole game, I've reviewed the DLC. I mean, let's just touch up on it one more time. Bloodborne for me was an amazing experience to have. It's somehow crept up from a game I've never touched a From Software game. I've said in other reviews I haven't played Dark Souls ever. I haven't played Demon Souls. This is the first sort of Souls-esque game I've ever played, but it sort of touched me in a way that, I don't know, it's just sort of creeped up from a game I've never really heard anything about to being in my top 5 games of all time. This is not just the top 5 of this list, just of all time. It scared the shit out of me. I was fucking annoyed every time I died. I was ecstatic every time I triumphed over a difficult section or a different boss. It looks amazing. It's definitely one of the greatest living gaming things I've ever enjoyed in my whole life. It took me many hours of trial and error and defeat, and it's just up there. I'm not going to talk about it forever. It's done now. Obviously Dark Souls 3 is going to be out soon. That's going to be the last Souls game to come out, so it's be interesting to see what From Software do from then. I'm still banking on the Bloodborne 2, but for the time being it's just quality, amazing. Hey guys, and thank you very much for sticking around to the end of my top 5 games of 2015. I hope you've all had a brilliant year and keeping up with the channel and liking and all that kind of stuff, and I will see you guys in 2016.